Good morning. We're at the Wen property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. We'll be on the back slope, which is south. We have this damaged shingle. We'll do our repair test on that one. We'll see how it affects all of those surrounding shingles. I'll give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles before we get started. And I'll give you another overview and show you the results once we're done. For my tools, I'll be using a flat bar, hammer, putty knife, and roof snake. We'll get started with the putty knife. We'll use that to unseal the top shingles. Got a tear in that shingle there. Another tear in that shingle. Let's see if we can get this shingle unsealed from this side without causing any tears. See that just starting to go through right there. We'll try this flat bar, see if we have any better luck with this. Okay, we got that shingle unsealed. Shingles unsealed. Really just we can see how brittle the shingles are. That putty knife just goes right through. We're trying to get the shingles unsealed with that. So we have those punctures that were caused by that putty knife, and then we can see quite a bit of mat transfer already from the flat bar as well, but at least we can use this to get the shingles unsealed without causing any tears, hopefully. We can see how gentle we have to be in order to not cause any tears. And then we're still getting quite a bit of mat transfer as well, which I'll show you at the end of the video once we're all complete with the repairability test. Got all of those shingles unsealed. We'll start removing these nails now. should be all of the nails. Okay, we got that old damaged shingle out. Slide this new shingle in, get it all lined up nicely. Now we'll start getting some nails back in there. We'll be using the roof snake for that. Alright, we're all complete with the repairability test. Already pointed out, well, real quick, I'll give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles. Already we can see a huge difference between this unaffected shingle here. We did not have to unseal this one, either of these up here, in order to complete that repairability test. Did not have to manipulate those shingles at all, and then we can see a huge difference in the comparison of the condition of those shingles. Just give you a side-by-side comparison there. Continue with the overview. Already pointed out those punctures we had from the putty knife. See where it went right through there. Another one here. Another one there. So we have very significant damages already. You can see stress fractures caused to this shingle. We can see just from lifting it up, not even much at all. You can see how much that's creasing right there. I'm lifting it up maybe a couple inches off the roof here. We can see It's creasing quite a bit there. So what those stress fractures are is that fiberglass matting on the shingle is breaking in that area. Just from the shingles being too old and brittle, you can't really lift them up much at all without that fiberglass matting breaking. And that's going to be damaging the integrity of the shingle and affecting its water shedding capabilities, as the matting on the shingle is the main component for that. We have another stress fracture along there, and then all along here. Stress fractures here caused by lifting the shingle up as well in order to remove those nails and place those back in. Stress fracture up to this shingle. All along there. There. Some damages to that area as well. And then this shingle as well, we have another stress fracture. And then we had quite a bit of mat transfer. I'll show you all of the mat transfer we had. You can see all of that mat transfer. And we can see where that left some exposed, quite a bit of exposed fiberglass on the bottom of that shingle. And so that will also be damaging the integrity of the shingle, as we can see chunks of matting that were taken off the bottom of that shingle, and that's going to and leaving all of that exposed fiberglass. And that's also going to make it extremely difficult for these shingles to reseal properly once repairs have been made. We have mat transfer all along here as well, along with exposed fiberglass. And then down on this other shingle, you can see all of the mat transfer on this one as well. So you can see mat transfer along both of those rows of shingles. Damages caused by both the putty knife and flat bar, so it's going to be impossible to get around those damages when unsealing the shingles. And then also I wanted to point out, we can see some damages here where we put that nail in with the roof snake. You can see in order to get that nail in the nail line there with the roof snake, you can see that the shingle's resting on the roof snake, so when we're hammering those nails in, you can see that the kind of damages that is causing. We got those damages there. This one here from that nail. So I do not believe that repairs are feasible to this roof. You can see quite a bit of damages, very significant, that were caused to those surrounding shingles. We have an additional 4 damaged shingles just from repairing this one wind damage shingle. So if repairs were done, we can see the wind damage is pretty widespread. We got that damaged shingle over there, this one. We got wind damage all over this roof. So we can see the condition that those surrounding shingles will be left in. If repairs were to be made, this insured will be left with an additional at least 4 damaged shingles per one wind damage shingle that's repaired. And with those damages, that's going to be a potential water intrusion hazard, which we do not want to leave this insured with. Leaving them with more damaged shingles and potential leak hazards all over their roof would not be indemnification. So with all that being said, I do not believe the roof is repairable, and I'll go and get all those damages chalked up and get some better pictures of those. I'll get this area tarped up in order to mitigate any further damages from the repairability test. And thank you for your time.